everyone, it's me, Claire from Strange List Obsessions, and I'm really excited today because I'm with Angie Simmons, who is our feature sponsor. Not only that, she's become a firm friend for the last 6 years, helped me on my personal journey and growth, which without her, I wouldn't have the confidence to do this event. So it's really exciting to have her along as a sponsor, but just get to share it with her. So, hi, Angie, how are you?
Hello, gorgeous one. I'm fine, thank you. Yo.
I'm doing really well, actually, and I'm super excited for this. Just, you've seen me grow, I think, more than anyone and my journey. So just having you be a part of the event and just wanting to sponsor and support everything I'm doing means so much. So to start with, do you want to tell us a bit about you, Growth Development Foundation, and of course LITHA, because you do both.
LITHA. You know what? So, sometimes I forget about LITHA, and it's one of the major things that I do and have done
Mm,
for 8 years. But
happily.
so, as you said, my name is Angie Simmons. I am a single mum from a mining town called Mansfield, and I'm a massive adventurer. Um, and I am the founder of the Growth Development Foundation, which is all about helping others reconnect with the truth, authentic self. Now, you hear that loads of times about being authentic and true self. I thought I was a true, authentic person until quite a few years back, and then I had to go into a deep dive of my own personal life and figure out actually who actually is Angie under all the noise and all the um, roles, so to speak. And so I help others literally come back to themselves through journaling, through self awareness, and practical tools that help them understand what's truly going off underneath. And actually, yeah, Letha. Letha has become a major cornerstone of what I do, and that's helping others reconnect with who they are using the power of nature. That was born, same as the Growth Development Foundation, actually, after losing my mum. She absolutely loved the summer solstice. So she passed away in February 2018. And I said, right, I'm going to do an event for summer solstice in honour of my mum. You scare the cack out of me because I had 85 people turn up to my event, and I was like, oh my God, this is a lot. And I was running around like an headless chicken. In fact, they called me Camp Angie because there was another lady there who run somebody called Angie, but she runs something called the Shack. So they were shouting Angie, and we're like, what? And they were like, no, you're Camp Angie. So I was walking around with a feather through my hair, and just acting like an Indian or something. But yeah, it was amazing. But then I had to shorten it because I was trying to find the right people, the people that are interested in nature, they're interested in holistic well-being, not turning up with a great big speaker and just want to blare music out in the art of nature. So yeah, Leith is all about connecting with self, but also honouring the elements that allow us to live.
Thank you. And yeah, that's a really great way to describe it. And I mean, yeah, 400 people, it's a lot per day, but I could have gone
You
bigger.
make my
I
head
didn't.
hurt.
So I'm going to touch on Growth Development Foundation first, because that's how I came across you years ago in, well, lockdown through networking. And I heard your story about how Growth Development Foundation started, and I connected with you then. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that journey and how it started?
Yeah, I can do. So my story was I was very much a person who wanted to achieve, like most people. Obviously, at that time, I didn't realise why I wanted to achieve. But what that did lead to was a breakdown from work related stress. And I was given the tablets um, for depression and anxiety and told to just take the tablets and it'll sort itself out. I was a new mum then. I think, in fact, yeah, I think Summer had not long been born. And then on February 2007, the day after my daughter's birthday, my younger brother, my best friend, was killed on the road on the way to my house for a motorbike ride. And it was me that introduced him. So you can imagine how internal that went. I blamed myself for his passing, and unfortunately for me, other family members followed suit. And this is when I added alcohol to the mix of tablets that I was already on, which I don't need to spell out, but yeah, that resulted in disaster. Boxing Day 2009, my husband also left. Now, I don't blame him for leaving. I wanted to leave, just not in the way he did. I wanted to be with Tony. So my life literally, I smashed the self-destruct button. And it wasn't until 2014 that I was introduced to personal development. And I heard a phrase about investing in yourself and working harder on you than you do anything else. I didn't get it, I didn't want to get it, didn't understand, but I made that commitment to myself that I deserved to feel better. My daughter deserved a better mum. So I started working on myself, and yeah, it was just one of those things, little small things on a daily basis that helped me go, oh, and start thinking a little bit different to the way that I'd already thought. Now, I didn't know who that personal development would enable me to become. I definitely didn't know what it would enable me to overcome, as I've just alluded. But, in February 2018, I suddenly lost my mum. And yeah, that's when I noticed the power of the work that I've been doing, because I didn't implode when my brother died. Now, different scenarios. I wasn't expecting my mum to pass as quick as she did. I knew she was going to, like we do. Parents get older and illnesses and things like that. But I didn't expect her to pass away as quick as she did. But I didn't expect certain people to start all over again. But they did. And that's when I noticed, instead of me imploding and taking it all on board, I actually went, no, that's not okay. And I realised that I'd gained some confidence to tell others that there's boundaries there and that's not okay. And I just thought, you know what? I need to teach people this, because, when you start a personal development journey, or some people do, and I did when I first started, I was under the illusion you had to be somebody else. You had to become a better version. You had to be this brand spanking new person.
That sparkly version of you.
Absolutely. What I found, it's not. It's not about being somebody else. It's about being a truer self and integrating all those little pieces of ourselves that we get told are not okay, because actually they are okay. So yeah, that's how it started.
It is. And you spoke briefly about, a lot of you with your brother and then your mum. And I know, let's go on to your journal, because I was always one, I've never journaled. I always found them really weird. And I was like, how do you write out what you're feeling? 6 years later, I fill up pages that I never thought I would. But for you, it was quite a journey. You found your mum's diary at first, and that started your journal. And I love your journal. I didn't want to write in it at first, but it is designed to write in, to be coloured in. And I love that it is more than just something to write in. So tell us about your journal, the processes, and what it meant for you and what you learned from it.
Wow. Okay. Well, there's several things in there. If I don't answer them all, just
that's fine.
Give me a rub, a nudge. So
yep.
Why journaling? How am I feeling today came about? So I get you completely. When I first started my journey, and I heard loads of people talking about journaling, and I was just like, what a crock of... I didn't get it. I didn't want to get it.
You can swear. No one cares. We can swear. Come on, this is me.
Let's not do that, because you know what Angie's like. If you open the floodgates, I'll not shut up. But yeah, I didn't get it. I honestly didn't get it myself. And I just thought, whatever. Don't tell me about writing down my thoughts and writing down ideas. No, I didn't get it. And I found what I now term as my mum's golden gem. And in all the decluttering I was doing when mum passed away, don't forget I was only 4 years into my journey then, so I was still at that, what's wrong with me? Why do I keep doing this? Why is everybody attacking me? So I was still in a bit of a downward spiral. I knew that the tools that I'd already found were working, but I needed something else, but I didn't know what that something else was. I'm a great believer in law of attraction and stuff like that, and also about energy. What you focus on, you attract. And I came across my mum's diary, and I was just like, hmm? It was her almanac. And she, as I said, she passed away on the 3rd of Feb. She went into hospital in 5th of Jan, I think it was. So she'd not used it. So all it was, I just wanted to be a bit more connected to her. So I started using it. And what I found was it enabled me to process the enormous loss. It enabled me to calm down the thoughts that were going off in my head. We're all busy. Everybody's busy. And I think sometimes we forget about the head, the brain running on autopilot. And there's that much noise going off that we don't hear what's going off. Now, most people look outside for answers. Well, the answers are in here. But because
we never think to look there, do we? It's always like, oh, what's going to help?
But we're not taught that. We're not taught to look inwards. We're always taught to look outwards. There's always something else that's going to come and fix us, or somebody else that's going to come and fix us, or this magic tablet, and this, what's wrong with me? You need to be a better person. Why am I doing this? Oh, you need a pill for that. So we're always taught to look outwards, but when we actually start journaling, slowing down, we get to hear what's going off, and you get to hear the answers that you've always been looking for. So I wanted to, with the journal, like I said, I was only doing a little bit in the morning, a little bit in the evening, and just monitoring a couple of actions that I was doing. And then that's, like I say, when I started noticing, I'm like, oh my God, I'm a lot more calmer. Now I know the work that I'd already done had helped, but this is helping even more. So I went to look for a journal. I wanted a year-long undated journal. And the reason why was because I didn't want to have plain pages. I hate a blank page. So I thought if I make it undated, then I won't be beating myself up if I don't journal a particular day. I'm very creative. I love creativity, and that's one of the things that helped me get through my brother's passing, creating his, designing his gravestone. And then with Mum, I was designing the journal. So I was also creating again. And colouring in is also an incredible tool for mindfulness and for calming down. Like you when you used to do your diamonds.
Oh, it's just so relaxing.
So relaxing. But we don't get taught it. And so I started designing it, and like I said, I just noticed what a huge difference it made. And like I say, I couldn't find the year-long undated, so I thought, why don't I just design one? I didn't think I could become an author. And actually, at one point, that old inner narrative was like, who the hell do you think you are?
You can't do that. What are you doing?
You can't do that. And then, next thing you know, it's here. It's arrived. And the feeling of it, when I first got it, I was like, it feels like velvet. And the amount of people that have said it feels like velvet. And I'm glad you brought that up about not writing in it. So many people have said, it's too pretty, I don't want to write in it. But
I mean, like, this is my first one. And you can tell from the pages that it's been used, but I have my other one because I go back. But let me find a page that's really good for. I mean, every page does have. You can do bits of colouring and stuff along with your writing, and I really do. I love my start of the month page.
Mine's battered to hell. Look at that.
Oh my God! See, I love every new month. And I know we've digressed a bit, but this happens in all my interviews. I love the quotes that you do in each one. Every month has a new quote. You can basically, I design my own bit for the start of the month to put in like what month it is. And, you've got the harmony tree, your mood tracker, the reflection. It is, I've never seen, because before I found you and I was looking to journal, I've never found anything like this. It covers a lot. And I'm so glad I met you.
This is what your mood tracker is supposed to look like.
Yeah, see, mine is one that I was showing pages that I haven't filled in yet.
I
was showing blank pages. Not that I haven't done it. It's just where I'm at in my diary. I've gone on such a tangent, I can't remember. But yeah, it's so lovely just to have something it covers everything. Because at first when I opened it and read it, I was like, how am I filling this in? What am I going to write? There were so many different things, even from planning how you're feeling, what makes you proud and happy. We never think about what has made us happy in a day. And it was, it was a hard thing to do. And I remember my first few pages, first few months at least, it was very short answers.
Mm.
Whereas now I have pages that I staple in because it goes over. Um, we've digressed so much, but yes, it's
Right. But when I was telling you that and that's okay. Everybody's got their own journey and they start their
yeah,
own way. And like I take when I found Mum's Almanac, a couple of sentences in the morning, couple of sentences in the
yeah.
evening. Like
It
you
doesn't
now,
have to
I'm
be.
constantly stapling. I've got journals all over the place with different things. Journaling, it's so cathartic. It literally brain dump. Get all that stuff that's going off in your head, and you're just like, boom. It's like it's like your brain starts to breathe.
Yeah, it's like you're taking all the noise that's here, you're
Mm.
giving it somewhere to be. But what I really appreciate about it is sometimes you get out things that you didn't even know you were holding on to or that were bugging you deep down. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, and you read back on, because I'm one of those, you probably notice it as well. When you're writing, you stand up writing and you're not reading it as you write in your head.
No.
It's just like the words are pouring out of you. And then I
Mm-hmm.
sit there and I read back on it and reflect on it. And I'm like, well, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah.
I'm like, didn't
Yeah.
even know it was a thing.
Yes.
So
Like I say, the answers are in there, but
it's getting them
most
out.
they're so clouded with all the noise of everything that we do. Because most
Yeah,
people are they're like busy ants, building, doing da 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 that they don't get time to stop. And
yes,
that's the beautiful thing about journaling. It's that time to stop, so you don't, it calm that and quiet that noise. So yeah,
yeah. And you've designed a beautiful tool there for people to use. And I love that you'll even be like, I can help you guide you through how to use the journal if you're not sure. Because it
mm,
can seem overwhelming to start with.
absolutely.
I know I felt overwhelmed but luckily I'd met you.
Yeah,
And
but
it
look at
was,
you now.
I know I am such a different person, but I'm so comfortable with myself, which is bizarre as I say it, to look back at myself 6 years ago and be like, my God, I'm not the same person. But she's still in there.
You are the same person,
I've
but
just
what you've done,
evolved.
you've just
I've
been.
allowed myself all the little things that I was hiding away,
Yes.
or I felt I couldn't show and be my true self because I'd be judged, or I was judged, and all of them kind of things. I'm now a bit more. Well, I'm a lot more. Well, fuck it, this is me. If you don't like it, bye.
Yeah, ladies.
We have our fuck it bucket, as we say.
And more tickets.
Yeah, there's nothing in it anymore. So we've digressed loads, but when you come to the journal and you putting it together and getting it out there, what was the biggest thing for you, seeing how well it's helped others?
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Simple answer to that is yes. Um, I think also, like when you're in that downward spiral and doubting yourself about everything in life and who am I, what's my purpose, what's wrong with me, why am I here, all that sort of stuff. And I've got this inner narrative: you'll never be good enough. Most people
Mm,
have. We try and achieve so much, so we are good enough in somebody else's eyes instead of our own eyes. And when the journal actually came out, to sit there and to look at it and touch it and go, oh my God, that's tangible. I've actually done it.
yeah.
Nobody made me. Nobody pushed me. I didn't do it for any particular reason apart from, at first, I'll be honest, I don't want to be paying somebody else because I can't
Fair.
find this year-long undated journal that I want. And why would I pay somebody else for them to design it when I can do my own? Blah blah blah. But then when I brought it out, and then people started buying it, and then saying, "Ange, I can't believe the difference." The only problem is when people do buy it, and then they start it for a little bit, and like you yourself, and you openly admitted, I couldn't get my head around it, and I
Oh,
didn't
I
think
stopped
it.
and started for probably the first 6 months. I was on and
Yeah.
off. I wasn't consistent.
Mm.
I'm still not consistent to an everyday point now. I have moments where I can have like a really good month and I probably do 90% of that month. I
Right.
have other months where things get on top of me or things get in the way. And I have an inner monologue in my head where I talk it out as if I'm talking to you, actually. But then I probably do about, say, 60% of it. But I
Right.
don't beat myself up like I used to.
No.
Because I
And
used
it's
to be like,
not.
oh my God, I've not done this. And even though it's undated, I'd be like, oh, but I'm going to miss a day. And I didn't, because we're so taught in that brain sense of, doing things in order and it has to be done. And
Exactly. And, I think for some people it became a chore.
Yeah,
It's something else that they've got to do. And it's not about having some got to do something. For me, it was like having that space for me.
yeah.
So
So
it was
that
stripping everything else.
really leads into a really good point. So one of the things I made a note of to ask was when a lot of us think about journaling, and this was my big problem, I used to think, oh, you've got to sit there and just write pages and pages about how you're feeling, which is really hard. But you taught me to do it in a very different way and to look at it in a different way. So do you want to tell us a bit about that process?
What do you mean?
So it wasn't just about, because I was like, well, to me, journaling was like write your day out, what you've done, and it was very
Ah,
surface level.
right.
Think of one of the first tasks we done together, writing down your achievements.
Ah. I haven't
Oh my
achieved
god!
nothing, she says 2 pages later.
I was like, right, was it write out 10 things you've achieved in your life, and I was just like, I can't even think of one, and it took a lot for us to get to for me to accept the 10 that you even helped me write.
Yes.
Whereas now, if someone said to me, write out 10 things that you've achieved in your life, I could do it easily. It's just like, yep, done there.
Mm.
Um, you know, and it's down to simple little things. It was like, you're a great mum.
Mm.
And I never saw it. I was just like, well, I'm a mum, it's what I do.
Yeah.
And,
So
we don't,
the task I gave you, and it was part of my first original course, which I am still working on. So Majala, which I first brought out, which the mind management tool, it's the tools to help, but it's the journal. It's all the bits that are in the journal. And yeah, one of the first thing was to sit down and write down everything that you've achieved in life. And most people think that you've got to have so many A levels, so many GCSEs, you've got to have your own business, you've got to have done something massive and elaborate. And it's not the case. And I think that's down to the fact that we beat ourselves up so much. Again, trying to trying to prove ourselves to other people instead of ourselves. So when we think about, even when we get to the age of 1 and we're walking, we did that. As
yeah,
a child, you don't fall down several times and sit on the floor and just cry and never, you keep going. But then as we get to adults, we quit for some reason.
yeah,
And we forget, like I say, as we become adults, we forget about all the little things that's enabled us to become the person that we are today. So writing that list of celebration when I was doing it with you, and you're not the only one. I've done it with
no,
several
no, I'm
people,
not.
and they're just like, "Oh, what? Well, yeah, of course I can read. Well, you didn't come out the womb reading. Oh, you learnt to read. That's an achievement. Not everybody can read. You learnt to walk. Some people can't walk, bless them. You learn how to write. Some people can't write, and because we think that that's just the norm. You learn how to tie a knot,
Yeah,
a bow. Some people still can't do it as adults. But we just put that down to, well, that's just the norm. That's what you're supposed to do, isn't it?
just life.
It's just life. But
Yeah,
yeah, there is many ways to get people to journal. So asking, how am I feeling today? When was the last time you were told to, given the permission to feel?
yeah.
We even struggle with it now. And, 2026, it's getting a lot better. But I remember when I'm growing up, I'll give you something to cry for.
Oh yeah, I remember them. What you're crying for? I'll give you something. I'll give you a reason to cry, or it's like, a lot of us come from families where it's nobody shows emotion, even if it's good emotion to each other.
Yeah.
It's, and I know you've been very much the same as me. It's like breaking those cycles. So with Dylan, it's like I'm constant. I probably overtell him that I love him and give him hugs. And thankfully, being an autistic adult, he loves a hug, so I get them daily, which is amazing. But yeah, just little things I never had, but I get to appreciate it now.
Yeah.
It's lovely. So my next one, why do you think that sometimes we can be really good at recognizing when other people are overwhelmed and struggling, but we don't always recognize it in ourselves? Although we do a bit more now because we journal.
I was going to say that's a hard question for me
No,
because I do know it
it's
is.
I mean, I've said to you, I've like, oh, I've noticed myself doing this, and I've pulled myself back a bit. But there's always that point where until you've been on this kind of journey, you don't realize it within yourself.
No, no, and that yeah, we was talking about it the other night, weren't we? Um, so most people just think it's them. It's just the normal way to be. Like I said, mostly the busy ant, what I call the builder.
Mm.
That's literally on it. And we are, as growing older, we sort of like, in fact, actually, I think it's from an early age, actually, about being lazy instead of self-care. So
Yeah.
that is my calm, Angie. So I've got Builder that literally arrives with a hard hat, and she's got a list of stuff that needs doing, and she's like, right, start laying bricks. This is what I need to do. I need to build this. I need to build, like, like the doozers off Fraggle Rock.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you've got the organised Angie that turns up with a clipboard and says, right, put that brick there, put that brick there, put that brick there, and then we're sorted. And then you've got calm Angie who walks in with a coffee and sort of gestures, me to the river and just in my camper car and just, come on.
Let's just enjoy the moment.
Let builder and organiser do whatever they want. Let's get over here. Let's try and calm down, which sometimes is, you've got that internal battle. And then you've got Guardian who walks in with her arms folded, staring at the builder and telling her, will you just put that brick down? Stop. But most people think, I remember I've described it to others and they're like, how many egos have you got? Several. I've got loads of voices.
We've all got several.
Loads of voices going off in my head and people are like, are you a bit schizophrenic? Are you a bit nuts? No, it's natural. But most of us don't notice it. And we will let builder go on one and build 50,000. Builder, sometimes she thinks she can build Eiffel Tower in 5 minutes. I can't. But most of us are not mindful and present enough to notice that part of you is hijacking the situation and then wonder why you collapse and burn and going, I can't do this anymore. And then we're in tears and we don't give the nurturer type, the calm side of us, enough space. If that makes sense.
It does. It does.
I think we don't notice it when we're not on the journey. As you get on the journey, you start understanding what parts, like I said earlier, it's about integrating the parts that you didn't understand. We're told, like, anger. That has always been my go-to. I used to be such an angry beaver. But that was what I was taught. Let it out. Let your anger out. But I wasn't, but crying was weakness. I've learned.
But anger and crying come so hand in hand. It's like, well, how can one be true and one not?
Absolutely. But crying, I found now, helps me become stronger because it allows me to get the stuff out. But
you feel lighter. It's like you've released something. And
but I get to do it in a better way than anger. See, growing up, if I was angry, right, smack the crap out of that or smash that or do. It was encouraged to break stuff. Whereas when I was crying, I was encouraged to shut up.
Yeah.
So when growing up, and I used to see people crying or this, that and the other. In fact, I would go back to saying probably about 10 years, I see somebody crying, I'm like, oh God. Oh, here we go again. And then what I've realised is looking at other people, because I wasn't allowed to nurture the tears, that annoys me because she's getting to do that.
Yeah, they get to let it out, and
most people look at other people and think that she annoys me because she does X, Y, and Z. But 90% of the time, it annoys you because that's showing something. It's a reflection on something that you're not looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that answered that question. I probably
it does. It does, and it follows in really nicely to round this little bit up. So, if somebody was to come to you a bit stuck on where they are, wanting to maybe start a bit of recognising things within themselves, what would you recommend to them?
Just say that again.
Someone comes to you, they're a bit stuck, they want to recognise, they want to start the journey, they know that they need to change things. Where would you start them off? What would you advise them?
Well, first and foremost, it's about sitting there talking to somebody and finding out what's actually truly going off underneath. It's a quote that I heard many, many years ago. Is the best investment is you can make in yourself. People think that they've got to invest outwardly, but it's here. And for me, it started with, you know, my own journey of starting to listen to things that were different, reading things that were different, looking at who I was associating with, and my actions. Then I started investing in therapy, and I'm avid believer. I've got some really, really strong stuff going off underneath. Invest in it. It doesn't make you weak at all. Investing in a therapist. In fact, therapy enabled me to build a relationship with myself, with my daughter, and thankfully with my mum before she passed. So it's not to be sniffed at, but that it would be my number one advice to anybody: invest in you, and find that person that you can, you know, who can help you get on that journey of investing in yourself. So, for instance, like with me, there's many ways for it. Invest, getting out in nature, talking, journaling, listening, reading, all the stuff that I talk about when it comes to holistic well-being.
Perfect. So we're going to go on to a bit of a celebration of everything that we've kind of talked about and your wins and what you've done, because you have lots of them. When you built Growth Development Foundation, what surprised you the most out of it?
What surprised me the most out of building Growth Development Foundation? God,
I'm testing you now.
I didn't realise what I was building and how many legs it's got. Because for me, it was a journal. That's all it was to start off with. It was just me becoming an author and, you know, sharing gratitude, affirmations, journaling, meditation, you know, the colouring, all the little bits that I'd learned, and that's what I thought it was, which then became a course.
Yeah.
Which then LITHA was born. And then we've got, my brain's just had a...
Journaling Club, Soul Shift.
Hold on, just menopausal brain. And then, yeah, the journal turned into Journaling Club. Then there was a Soul Shift that's arrived. And now we've got the Magic Within that's going to be at your event.
Yes, I'm excited for that.
Which is also something I do at LITHA. And, you know, when I look back at that, I remember, I must have been 10 or 11, and my mum taught me loads of things when I was younger. In fact, I might have been a little bit older, I can't remember. And I was looking at the Sunday school and the woods that used to be in the back of where I used to live. And I remember thinking, and I actually said out loud, I want to teach these to people when I get older.
Oh, look at you now. Full circle.
Honestly, I didn't realise. That's the thing that surprised me. I didn't realise how many legs it had got. And then now, wow. Now I'm looking for that land.
Yep. Ooh. So is there a particular moment, message from somebody or somebody that you've helped achieve something where you thought, this is it, this is why I'm doing this?
You.
Okay, aside from me, because I couldn't be here without you and everything you've helped me go through.
Honestly, you know, from somebody who said I could never do that, I could never have an event, I can't do that, to creating a monster.
that grows all the time.
Yeah, in a good way. You know what? It's just seeing the people that I work with grow that confidence and able to put those boundaries in. So obviously yourself, you know, I've watched you, your confidence has grown and you have put boundaries in. And yeah, there's quite a few other ladies that I've worked with that have done that. And to watch them go, that's not okay. I don't deserve that. That's the door. That just fills me with so much joy for them. You know, when I first started Growth Development Foundation, I took a lot of emphasis on people not doing the work and thinking that it was something wrong with me. Obviously, that was my old narrative. To now realising, actually, there's nothing, it's not that, it's people, it's hard work.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not. When you start your own journey, people, you know, and also I don't think it helps with the personal development, like I said, the world that it's in, about there's something wrong with you. and that you'll constantly need this to keep you going, or you're going to fall, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, which is not the case for me. What they don't tell you is it's not easy work.
Yeah.
They sell it as a golden pill, you know, like you take the blue or the red pill. It's not that easy, and being able to have that support around you, I think that's the only way you continue. And I'm very, very grateful that I had quite a few people around me when I started my journey that actually kept me going. And you know, the one thing I heard years ago was, when you've got no belief in yourself, borrow somebody else's until you get your own. And that stuck with me for a long, long time. And then when I actually got to that point where I'm like, actually, I can cut the reins now, because I have got that belief in myself, and I can walk on my own. And
I can share it to some others as well.
Absolutely. And then being that person that I can say that to somebody else and say, look, I've got belief you can do this, like I did with you. I know you can do this. Borrow my belief. And you were like, okay. And then it's like, now you've stolen all mine.
No, I haven't. You still have loads.
No.
I have to say, because obviously I had a bit of a break for about a year for some personal stuff, but coming back and seeing the people that were still there and the change in them in a year, their belief in themselves, boundaries is a big one for a lot of us. And the boundaries I put in place in my life, they weren't easy to do. It was a lot of back and forth. Can I actually do it? So freeing when you do it. It's fantastic. But to see them do it as well, and I was just so proud for them. But it also made me step back and recognize it in myself as well. And it's like, we've all, just being on the journey with people that understand is amazing. So we know you're looking for land, but what would you like Growth Development Foundation to grow into in the next few years?
There you go, my land.
Land.
Land. So what it is, excuse me, here. The land, I talk about the land because I have wanted land for the best part of 25, 30 years, and I let life steal the dream and other people steal the dream. And now it's tangible. It's exciting. But I want it to be land where adults can come and be kids again, because we forget about the playfulness. But it's not a camp where you're going to turn up with your car and have your speakers blaring out at God knows what decibels. It's about switching off from the outer world and reconnecting with the inner world. So I'm already doing it with LITHA, but it's going to be on a bigger scale because I will own the land. So it's not about having, like you normally go to a campsite and you've got your flushing toilets, you've got your this, you've got your that. I want it to be more nature-based.
Yeah.
So growing my own crops, having tree houses rather than, a house. So for me, it will be a wellbeing training camp. That's what I'm looking for.
I love
also
that.
to help people, learn how to grow their own crops and things like that, and work with nature rather than against it.
Yeah. So that actually, you kind of answered a bit of my next question. But that's fine, because it all flows in well together, and it clearly shows that I know you too well when I should have thought about it a bit more. But we are going to go on to LITHA a bit more now as well. So for anyone who hasn't been and experienced LITHA, explain it to us, what it is, why it means so much.
Right, so the best way for me to describe it is what other people have said.
Yeah.
As soon as they walk through the gates, they feel like the body just goes, and that is the experience that I wanted people to have, is just relaxation. There is nothing that you have to do. You turn up, you camp. Obviously I have to put people in particular areas where they can camp, because I can't have you camping on a bit where we're all going to be walking.
Yeah.
So for me to describe the land that I use right now is the best thing. We do have flushing toilets. There is something to be said about that. And we do have running water. But that's it. There's a solar panel for lights in the toilet. That's it.
Oh, wow.
And we all turn up and we get to pitch up in, you know, obviously where you're allowed to pitch up, exactly, in a sense. And the reason why I say it is because we have a camp on the Thursday when everybody arrives. We have the opening ceremony, which is the fire pit. It's about community. It's about connection, not only just with yourself, but with other people, that like-minded people, but also with the land. We forget that the land is all full of energy. Everything's energy. It's backed by science, and so are you. But we forget because we wear rubber shoes and etc., etc., and we don't connect with the land enough. So most people turn up and they're like, I'm walking around with nothing on my feet for a reason. So on the Thursday night, we have an opening ceremony, which is the lighting of the fire, which is the communal fire that stays alight the entire time. I allow people to put rubbish on there if it's paper and things like that. No plastic, no nothing.
Yeah.
We don't leave rubbish. We take rubbish home. We leave the land looking better than we found it, and I do that when I'm camping out in my camper car Olive. If I camp somewhere, I will go and pick rubbish up. You know, I leave it better. So, for instance, yeah, for LITHA, then we have wellbeing workshops throughout the entire weekend. People turn up and they go to a workshop if they want. If they don't have to. There is no schedule. You know, there's not a case of you have to be at this one and you have to do that. You have to. No, if you want to just chill out, then just chill.
You can just relax and.
That's it. We all get together at night time around the fire pit. Everybody also goes and see. This is the other thing. When I find my land, it's got to have the sunset. Every night we go and see the sunset, and then we go.
Oh, I love a sunset.
And we sit around the fire and we whether sing, play drums, guitar, anything like that. But we've not got music. If that makes, we make our own music.
Yeah.
And then on the Saturday, what I also do is I give everybody a love art. So we've got the wishing tree, which I'll have at my land, and everybody gets to write down a wish, and they attach it to a branch that I've found, or you know, we find something that's on the floor. And then on Saturday, after we've done the ceremony to thank the elements for everything that they give us, and thank you to the sun, because if it weren't for the sun, we'd all be definitely gone, like everything else. I then carry the wishing branch down to the ceremonial fire and burn, you know, and I go round and I try and go around it as many times as I can for the love arts to drop into the fire, and then say to people, keep an eye on yours and just say thank you, because the fire is going to take it, turn it into smoke, which is going to send it. So we're using the elements again. And then we all get together and we have a communal feast. And then that's it. We all go home. But it is a weekend of connection and community. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to support you, because that's what you're creating.
Yeah, you know, community to me is massive, and that's what I'm really excited about. This is it's just being able to give back and support others that need it. I'm also really excited for LITHA next year. I'm coming along for my first one. I'm going to be camping 3 times next year. Me, who said I would never camp. I don't do camping. I'm too bougie for that. Look at me, just fully embraced download, and now I'm doing LITHA and 2 festivals next year.
I've been nagging you for years to come to LITHA.
I know.
I don't camp, she says.
But I'm going to bring Dylan, and he's going to experience it as well, which I think he's going to love. So that'll be really exciting. So next, we've already talked about community, so that's fine. I don't need to do that one. You've kind of explained it already, because you said there's no rigid schedule, there's no pressure.
Nope.
So was that something you wanted from the beginning from it? Just a place to kind of switch off a bit, I suppose is the word.
Oh, it started off celebrating Mum. Mum loves Summer Solstice. That's why it started.
So it just started to celebrate her.
It was just to celebrate Summer Solstice. You know, God, I've been to so many places with my mum for Summer Solstice, and Stonehenge before it got to what it's like now. We used to follow the Druids in. You know, as the Druids would do their ceremony, we'd follow. I spent the entire night on a drum, all of us. There was about 6 or 7 of us just literally drumming all night till the morning, and it was the most surreal experience. It's just incredible, absolutely incredible. So I've been so many places with Mum, like I say, Stonehenge being one of them, and I just wanted to honour my mum, and that's the only way I knew how, was to have an event at the campsite where she used to love, celebrating Summer Solstice, and then LITHA was born. And it
I
was
love
like,
that.
oh, and it, it's getting people, like for you, you've got people who are turning up to sell the wares and things like that. And that's how LITHA started. And it will be even more so when I get my land. And it's, people who are going to do arts and crafts and homemade jewellery and things like that, or, stuff that supports other people holistically, then please bring them, sell your stuff, by all
Yeah.
means. So we had a couple this year, which was lovely. So it's starting to come back again.
Oh, that's nice. And that really kind of entices with the community side of it as well, because, we're all helping each other and it benefits everyone. But there's also no pressure. It's not like you're being like, come and buy this, your fault. There's not the outside noise pressure of like sales and stuff like that. So
No,
I love the
definitely not.
community. You said that people often come to LITHA, sometimes as strangers, but leave as family. What do
Yeah.
you think it is about the gathering that creates such a connection?
What do I think? Because there's no noise. And because the emphasis is around when people turn up, most people turn up with a lot of stress because life's busy. And the first thing I do is I ground them into the space. Once they've got the stuff in and I've got my free moment, you've had one of my hugs. I'm not Groot. Monty, who looks after the fire the entire weekend, his name is Monty, and yes, he is Groot, and his hugs are just phenomenal. So I'm like Mrs. Groot, but I'm not. Obviously, we're not married.
Yeah.
He's my brother from another mother, bless him. So it's grounding the person. Amount of times I've had people and they just let it all go, and then they end up crying. They're like, "What you done to me?" And I'm like, not done anything. Just giving you the space to just be okay and be where you are. So grounding people into the space and allowing them to be who they are rather than somebody that they're not. And then when they get round the fire and the communal share food, the workshops, the sunset, they start to get to know each other on a different level. And
Yeah.
the amount of times people have said, I've turned up as a stranger and I've left with friends. And it's just like, or a family, the LITHA family. And because we've all grown together over the years, when somebody turns up that's new, we're like, come in. Unless you're an absolute tool.
Everyone will be given a chance.
No, there has been a few people that have actually, no, you're not welcome. And that's fine, because it's about respecting other people. Everybody
Yeah.
respects everybody that's there. And unfortunately, when we get in the busy world, people have lost that emphasis on respecting other people's values and views.
Absolutely. No, they really have. And I love the idea. And that's why I'm excited to experience it, especially after experiencing camping this year and just that not the constant being on social media, being just knowing what's going on in the world around you and just getting to, it's like, got up whenever, went and got a coffee, just, you're just doing what you do, you've got your music, all the other things. It's just so freeing.
Mm.
And just like, I mean, I walked away from it being like, I could kind of live like this a bit, you know? It was really nice.
See, for me, obviously, the music side of things, like I say, the only reason why I'm like that about LITHA, because obviously, download and all that, I love the metal and what have you. But when it comes to being in the heart of nature,
It's a very different
Sherwood
nature to
Forest,
download.
yeah, I'm using a place in Sherwood Forest at the moment. For me, that music is listening to the birds.
Yeah.
The
And
amount of music you hear, it's beautiful.
and it's not the place for that, and it's also knowing that when you go to places, different things, not everywhere has to have that same feeling. They can
No.
all be a bit different, and
Mm.
you're not doing something that's for people to have music blaring all day and stuff like that. It's
No,
about
because
being one with the nature and just yourself.
yeah, because like I say, it's that respect thing for other people. I might like my my metal, but I might have somebody next to me who doesn't like metal. Why
Yeah.
would I then play my music that loud that they've got to listen to it?
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
not.
we go to the festivals because it's our way of not inflicting it onto others. We just go to them instead.
Yeah.
you know.
If you go to a metal gig, you've got to expect it.
Yeah. So event wise, obviously we're both doing something. We both do things that are bringing people together and creating that community, which ties in really nicely with what I'm doing. So said about what I was doing, what was, because obviously I'm really incredibly grateful that you wanted to sponsor and be a part of it. But what was it about it that made you want to do it?
What to sponsor
Yeah,
your event? Because, like I alluded on it a little bit earlier, you what you've actually watching you grow has been immense. But then I was watching what you was doing. You was actually creating a community for other people, same as I do, but just in a different way. You was
yeah.
creating a safe space for other people just to be who they are, and I'm a massive believer in that. You know, it's a value that I really honour. So I couldn't wait to get behind you.
And I think you were pestering me before I'd even announced I was doing sponsors. It was like, what can I do?
Yeah, yeah.
um, so I was going to say, where's it gone? No, I don't even need to because you've said about you, one of the things was community and people allowing people to be themselves and have that space. So I don't even need to ask that. Next, you've donated 2 pictures for our charity raffle for Murder House Productions and Birmingham Children's Hospital, which we're incredibly grateful for. They're beautiful pictures. If you haven't seen them up on my socials yet, go and have a look. I may have donated some money and kept one for myself because it's too good to raffle off.
Shall I share?
Yeah, let's share.
I'm gonna have to bring it to the event. I
Yeah, I've got to
haven't
take it
got
home.
picture. I haven't got picture frames for the other two, but I'm gonna see if I can find some because the
That's
picture
fine.
frames are broken. So
That's
the
fine. We
ones,
can always figure that out.
just to let your viewers know, they were my mum's, and I've held on to them. And then I just thought they need to go to a house that they're going to be
Somewhere
cherished.
they'll be loved.
And then I just thought, you know what, your event's perfect. So yes, this is the one that was supposed to go, but Claire's,
Yeah, that's just so beautiful.
yeah,
I
Claire's
cannot.
decided that that's hers.
As soon as I saw it, I was just like, I need it. I already know where it's going as well.
Love it.
um, what are you most looking forward to for coming to the event and
Meeting
being
different
there?
people and just experiencing what you're creating. Um, it's something different for me.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I'm not into horror, as you well know. I'm very alternative, but the horror side of things it's not my go-to. Me, I remember as a child, I'd be the one that sat behind the pillar going like, no, or la 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 la.
this is why it's a mix of the horror and the alternative. It's a bit of both. It
Exactly.
doesn't all have to be horror,
No.
and that's
But
what's
when you
beautiful
said the
about it.
alternative side, that's what I was looking forward to.
The
Because
alternative side, yeah,
I used to go to Whitby Goth Weekend for years. I've been in the energy and witchy thing for years, the metal. So alternatively, yeah,
yeah.
I just can't wait to see what you create.
I mean, I've got visions in my
Experience.
head of what it's all going to look like that weekend, and I'm so looking forward to just seeing it all come together. So
There you
I'm so
go.
excited. And finally, can you tell us, without giving too much away, a little, because you are doing a workshop for us, which I am so excited for. Tell us a little bit about it.
So my workshop is called the Hidden. It's going to be called the Hidden Magic Within. So I want it's going to be an interactive experience. So for people out there that talk about energy and stuff, and you get a lot of people going, "Oh God, woo woo stuff, blah blah blah." I'm going to get you to experience it rather than me talking. So it's what the God. I love menopause brain. I'm going to end up doing that all morning, aren't I?
Oh, we all are, yeah. They're like, words, words. What are the
Yeah.
words?
What are the words? Me and my friend next door, we play menopause charades, and it's hilarious. The amount of times I pick out words out of her head. She's like, "How do you do it?" I'm like, "I don't know, because I can't do my own, but I can do yours apparently." It's about helping people to guiding people to slow down. So there is gonna. I'm not. I'm going to tell, but I can't. You've got to be there. That's it. It's
It'll
an
be an
experience.
experience.
It's an experience for you to slow down and explore your energy and your thoughts.
I
That's it.
love that. That is a great
That's
way to
it.
put it. Yes. And to round it up, I've done this on all of my interviews, is a little quick fire round. They're not always quick either, so we
Okay.
go off on tangents. Horror or comedy?
Comedy.
Comedy with you. Night in or night out?
19 now.
Used to be
Used
the
to
other
be
way
out.
around.
I'd be out till 4 or 5. I actually did it. Was it last month? And I actually stayed out till 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's the first time in about 10 years. And I spent 3 days trying to get over it.
It's like no more.
Yeah, it used to be out, but no, not now. I'm more of a calm life, thank you.
Love it. Tea, coffee, or something stronger?
Something stronger as always.
Yes.
Coffee next.
You know what? We've done so many of these where it was just people would answer tea or coffee or like an energy drink. And I think it took about 4 or 5 interviews where someone was like, alcohol. I was like, yes. I was like, give us a whiskey or a red wine. I'm like, they're my people.
You fit in.
Notebook and pen or note apps in your phone?
Notebook and pen.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Oh, you really are.
I am.
I've seen your WhatsApp messages nice and
4
early.
o'clock in the morning, everybody's like, are you off your head? Like,
I'm so glad my phone lives on silent. One thing you couldn't go a week without?
Oh, one thing I can... My journal.
Yeah. Your favourite film? And it
Oh.
doesn't have to be horror. This can be anything.
I
Just
was going to
whatever.
say, it won't be horror for me, will
No,
it?
just whatever is your favourite film.
Oh, Braveheart.
Oh, I watched that so many times as a teenager.
Mm.
Such a film. Love that. Your favourite song or artist when you need a boost?
Oh, nah, corn.
Yeah. If you could have dinner with any 3 people, they can be living or dead, it doesn't matter. Who are you inviting? Mum and your brother
And pudding.
and Puds. You know what? When I wrote these, I didn't even think about that then. Apologies.
So I, to let other people know, I've just lost my little fur baby of 16 and a half years. So, and this morning I had a moment, and that's okay.
Yeah, Puds was adorable.
The
Just
little rings turned up this morning with the love art and 2 little paw prints.
paw prints. And we also, complete diversion from the quickfire round. We need to sort your tattoo out at the event so you can have Puds
Yes.
tattooed on you.
I want Puds putting on my forearm and
We'll message Kay after
print
this.
and his nose print.
Yeah. And because you're coming to Strange Little Sessions, if you were trapped in a horror film, do you think you would survive?
No, I would have died.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I would survive. But you know, my daughter Melissa, she says, you know, if zombies take over, she says, I'm staying with you because I know damn well you'd survive.
Oh hell yeah! You know you would. So one of the things that Janine's been doing on the joint interviews we've done, and I'm going to nick it for this because it is really interesting. If you were to showcase 2 films for people to watch to get to know you, what would they be? She's like, damn.
Pass.
Okay, that's fine.
So no, I can't really answer that one. To get 2 films to get to know me.
Yeah. It's a hard one. It always makes
Yeah.
people like, what?
So I'm not the only one that's just
No.
brain
No.
fart.
Most people are like, what? Huh?
No, I can't think of any.
That's okay. We'll throw Braveheart in. Your favourite.
Inside Out. That'll have to be one.
Yes.
That explains my little things. You know that the little red thing. That'd be me.
We watched that we watched the second one this morning actually.
Yeah. So Inside Out. That I've got one.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll take one, and
Yeah,
we'll do that and Braveheart because it's your favourite. So we'll just stick them both together.
That's because I love all things Celtic.
Yeah. So for anyone watching who might be struggling with their confidence, feeling a little bit overwhelmed or a little bit lost, what is the one thing that you would want them to hear right now?
You're safe, love, and you're okay. You're enough. Just spend that time with you and reach out. It's not failure. It's not weakness. You deserve to be the best you and to be heard. That's a bit more than one thing, but never mind. It's one thing I wish somebody had created. You know, one thing that I found when I first started to know that when I was in my worst state, when the drinking,
Absolutely.
the alcohol, the tablets, the just literally self-destructing moment, I just wanted somebody to grab me and say, "Come here, it's all right,
Just
you'll
have a
get
hug.
there."
It's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and to know that there was nothing wrong with me. It was just life had got its hands around my neck,
Yeah. And
and
life does that to us. And
it does.
sometimes people just need to know
Mm,
they're not alone.
absolutely.
Okay. And finally, where can people find and learn more about you, Growth Development Foundation, and LITHA?
Well, I'd say social media, but I'm not great at it. And that's only, I used to be all over social media, but it's because of my own soul shift 3 years ago that I was like, that's just very noisy and it does my nut in. And when you really struggle with your own confidence and stuff like that, when you've got 50,000 people going, look at me, 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 you feel even more, what's the word, invisible. But I realised I didn't need it. So I would say social media, you can catch me, Angie Simmons. You can always get me there on Facebook, no problem at all. But for anybody that is going to be at the event, come and say hello. That's the best way. That's
Yeah.
the best way. But you can also find me, my website to find out more about me and what I do, which is www.growthdevelopmentfoundation.uk.
Fantastic. Yes. And that's what I love about these videos is people will get to have seen people doing like your workshop, the vendors, everyone involved. So it kind of takes away that, oh my God, it's someone like, do I go and approach them? I want to ask questions, but don't know how to. I'm hoping this will make people feel like they get to know everyone a little bit better.
Oh, I love
That's
that.
my goal.
Mm.
Yes. So fingers crossed this is working.
Yeah, as long as I won't be. Obviously, I won't be scaring people because you've got other people that turn
I've got
up
other people there for
that are a
that.
little bit
It's
scarier than
fine.
me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will stand out a little bit, by the way.
Oh, brilliant. You will. I can't wait to see what you're wearing as well. It's going to be incredible. So thank you so much for joining me, just so that people can get to know you a little bit better, for supporting me, and just for generally being there in my life. I'm so grateful for you.
Mm.
To everyone that is joining us in September, we look forward to seeing you there. Come
Can't
and say hi
wait.
to us. We are not scary at all, and these things will prove that. I will put Angie's links along with these videos so you can find out a bit more about her. And if you haven't got your tickets yet, do go and buy them. And we'll see you in September.